So we're at protocol and servers, and it looks like we are going to see some network protocols. Telnet. So it's an application that allows us to talk to another machine. So Telnet allow us to log into another computer and access terminal and even run as admin. It's run on port 23. However, it is not a very secure, reliable protocol because all text, all data are sent in clear text, as you can see from here. Anyone can see what you sent. So each port is run on 23. HTTP. So HTTP is the protocol used to transfer web pages. Again, it's sent in clear text, so not very secure. Besides using a web browser, you can also use Telnet or Netcat to request a web data. However, you will have to input the HTTP related commands instead of the web browser doing that for you. So for example, like get indexed HTML. Usually, the browser do that for you, but if you're using Telnet or Netcat, you have to type in by yourself. So question. So we're supposed to connect to this target on this port using Telnet and retrieve the flag. So we can do Telnet 1066 131 195 480, and we have to type in get flag .thm. Is that how you do it? Ah, there we go. Yeah. Copy that. Done. So FTP used to transfer files and listen on port 21 by default. Yeah. Lastly, is sent in clear text, so it's not a very secure option for transferring files. Question using FTP client. So we're supposed to use FTP to connect me in and try to recover the flag. I believe that's this IP address. Then, so FTP usually requires you to log in. In that case, you just need to specify the user credential, GD, and we're in. So we can do ls to see what file does it have. It has a flag in here. And I think we can use get to retrieve the file, ftp.thm. And we have it. Can we do cat as well? Would that work? Yeah, it's an invalid command. So we should have it in our machine now, I think. If we type in quit, we have that flag right there, FTP. Copy that, paste. So SMTP is used for sending email, and this is how it works, right? You as a client over here will send a message to the MSA, also known as mail submission agent. That agent check the email and everything, make sure it's valid, and send it over to MTA, which usually same as the MSA, and then sending it over to internet to the MDA, which is the mail delivery agent of the target's MTA server. When the target here logs in or connect to the MDA, he or she will retrieve the mail that you sent from there. SMTP server listen on port 25 by default, and we can also use Telnet to connect to SMTP server, so let's do that. Copy, paste, and we got that flag. While SMTP is used to talk to the MTA, the mail transfer agent, actually I forgot what his name, mail transfer agent. So while SMTP is used to talk to MTA, POP3 or IMAP is used to talk to the MDA, the mail delivery agent. I believe so. Yep, mail delivery agent. So simply put, SMTP is used to send the email, while POP3 or IMAP is used to retrieve the email. And POP3 is old, is designed in an era where internet connection was slow and expensive. So the goal was just to download everything and disconnect. IMAP on the other hand is like a cloud storage sync. It's modern, standard for email retrieval because it leaves the message on server and simply mirror them to your devices. Something good to know from Gemini. So let's try to connect to the MDA server using POP3 protocol with Telnet. So let's do Telnet. Okay, Telnet 1066, 131, and 195. And what's the port for POP3? So it's port 110. Should be the same as here. Yeah. Let's connect to that. Hello there. Authenticate using a username, Frank, and the password. What is the response you get to stat? So we can follow the instruction here. Do the same thing. We do user to specify we are user Frank, and we do password to type in the password we have, D2XC 9C capital GD. We logged in, we can do stat. This is stat, yeah. And this is the response we got. Copy that, paste. How many email messages are available to download via Python on here? To know that, we need to type in So the response actually has a meaning, right? We get the reply based on RFC 1939. Positive response to stat has the format the first digit, the first number is the number of email message in the inbox, and the second number is the size of inbox in octets. So the size. So according to our response, we don't have any message. So IMAP is basically doing the same thing as the POP3, which is basically retrieve the message from the MDP, and except it's doing more sophisticated work. For example, synchronization. It synchronizes all message from different devices that you logged in, smartphone, laptop, and everything. It is listening on. The default port is on. Can't find it, but it's here, 143. Yeah, it didn't say that in the description, but it does say here, 143. And that is the answer. Summary. So, here's a summary as usual. And alright, I'll see you in the next. So, we're at protocols in server 2. So, protocol in server 1, we cover some protocols. And in this protocol in server 2, we're going to cover some different kind of attacks that can affect the CIA triad: CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Contrast to that is disclosure, alteration, and destruction. So this room we'll see some how we'll focus on how a protocol can be upgraded or replaced to protect against disclosure and alteration. Also, we'll see how to use Hydra. Sounds good. So, sniffing. When you are sending your message in plain text, it is subject to being sniffed. For example, when you use TCP/DOM or Wireshark or T-Shark, you'll be able to see all the traffic on that Ethernet card. And if you're sending that in plain text, you're able to see whatever is being sent. And that's where the TLS, transport layer security, comes in. Also, the SSH. Telnet has been replaced by the Secure Alternative Service Shell, SSH. Basically, you just build on top of the existing protocol by encrypting the message. So what do you need to know to the command to capture only Telnet traffic? Sudo TCP/DOM. Only the Telnet. Only the Telnet. So I guess Telnet runs on port 110. So that should be the answer. No, it's not. 110. Oh, 110 is POP3. And I think Telnet runs on 53 or something. Can't find it. Let's try that. No. Okay, so it's run on 23, now 53. There we go. What is the simplest display filter you can use with Wireshark to show only IMAP traffic? Just IMAP? Yeah. Just like it did here. Man in the middle. So man in the middle is when a bad actor places himself between a ongoing traffic. For example, in this case, between A and B. E, the bad actor, is able to see all the traffic sent in between A and B simply by forwarding the messages. A doesn't know the message was sent to E. B doesn't know that either. So this is so two things, right? According to CIA Triad, two things have been broken: confidentiality and integrity. So confidentiality, the messages has been seen by another party. In this case, it's a bad actor. Integrity, the bad actor can alter the messages if he wants. So how to counteract this is by authentication. Right? You have to make sure the person you're talking to is actually the person that it claims to be. Also, we need to check the integrity of the message, make sure that it hasn't been altered yet. And I believe that is where the transport layer comes in, TLS. Also with the public key infrastructure and trusted root certificate. How many different interfaces does EtherCap offer? What's EtherCap? Oh, so US susceptible middle MITM many tool with aid you in carrying out such attack. Oh, it's a tools. How many different interface does EtherCap offer? How would I know? So I have to Google it. So it's a tool that allows you to perform man in the middle. And here's the page, EtherCap. How many interfaces does it have? So what the question asks? How many different interfaces does EtherCap offer? About supported dependency. Three interfaces. So it has traditional command line, GUI, and I don't know what that is. What's that? Character still terminal independent manner. Okay. 3. How many ways can you evoke buttercap? Is it 3? I see somewhere. I don't know, but I guess I get the answer right. Usage. HTML. Oh, never mind. TLS. So TLS, like we mentioned earlier, encrypt the message for HTTP, FTP, SMTP, the protocols in the application layer, when it got sent down to presentation layer, which is SSL or TLS, they got encrypted. They are presented in a ciphertext instead of a plain text. Yeah, they're important to know. TLS has been widely used in many different protocols. This list is not exhaustive, there are more, but it works the same way. We also have this thing called SSL or TLS handshake, SSL or TLS handshake, which is basically a protocol of establishing a TLS handshake. What I'm saying. So make sure that they know each side know who they're talking to, right? So if I'm the client over here, I want to know the person I'm talking to is the person that he claims he is. And how do we do that? Is by using certificate. So it's a lengthy process, but basically it's making sure that the other side of that person is what he say he was. Basically, it's following a chain of cert process. You can Google it. It's basically saying, okay, you have this certificate. I want to check who issued this certificate, and whoever issued the certificate will trace back to the root certificate, and basically I will trust this root certificate. Or when we have a common issuer, then I will trust that you are a trustworthy certificate. Luckily, we don't have to do it ourselves. The website has basically done it for us automatically. DNS can also be secured using TLS, was a 3-letter acronym of DNS protocol that use TLS. I actually don't know. Request research, okay. I think it's called something TNS? No, okay. So it's called DLT. So SSH was created to provide a secure way for remote system administration. The S stands for secure, and it does similar things as the TLS. So it checks the identity of the remote server, make sure that the messages are encrypted, and lastly, both sides can detect any modification of the messages. So again, we are checking that you are the person that you claim to be. The message was not being altered. And lastly, the message was sent in ciphertext. Same for SCP, except SCP is used for file transferring. Same goes for SFTP for file transferring, but it's more of a interactive mode comparing to SCP. So question, use SH to connect to this as mark. Sure, with the password. So SSH, we wanna do mark at 10 da da da. Yes, type in the password hxbtc 49 ab, and we're in. Using uname.r, find the kernel release uname-r, copy this, paste, use SSH to download the file book.txt from remote. How many kilobyte did SCP display as download size? We actually don't have to do that though. We can just check book.txt, Unicode text. Well, we can. I think there's a way to do that, right? Book.txt. How to check file size? Okay. So we can do ls-lh, and you'll display that in kilobytes. Let's see. Book. So that's 416.6. No? How many KBs the SCP display as download size? Okay, let's try to use SCP. Okay, we're here, mark. So I want to do SCP book. Let's do book. Specify the file path, mark. Book.text to here. The same file. We want to download it to our local host, right? I see. So you can you have to open out a new terminal, specify the whole path, including how you logged in, 47.184, home, mark, book.text, and you want to copy the whole file to here, which is a dot, and you'll ask you to log in. Hello? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Doesn't let me. Book that text, right? Yeah. Mark at 184. Oh, it's different. Okay. 1060 147 184. There we go. Password XB TC 49 AB. And it said 415. A slightly difference. I guess it's something like 415 point something, but when you check that using LSLH, just kind of hit the upper limit and becomes 416 something. I don't know. So it got either truncated, things like that. So password attack. Password is one of the way for authentication. So there are a few ways for authentication, right? 3 ways: something you know, something you have, or something you are. In password case, it is something you know, and that can be attacked by different methods. Simply password guessing. You are guessing something, by using some knowledge of the target, such as their pet's name or their birth year or the things they like, the sports they like, for example. Or you can use a dictionary attack, aka word list attack. You have a compiled word list that is known to password leak or something. And lastly, brute force attack. So basically you are exhausting every different combination of the password. And one of the tools we can use is called Hydra, which we're gonna use later. Here's a few ways to secure your password. One of the most known type is two-factor authentication. Basically, you have a third-party application, and when you hit login, you are provided with the code. Type in to prove that you are who you are. We learned that one of the email account is lazy. What is the password used to access the IMAP service? So here we can do Hydra. So you do -L with the username. Username's lazy, right? LAZIE. You want to use the word list. Is it using that -W or -P? And that word list lives here. So we'll copy this. This is a word list we're gonna use, and here is the IP address, which is 10.66.147.184, and the service. Lastly, the service was AP. Run. Is an unknown service. Do we need to specify the port or -L lazy -P? Is it the lowercase p? So it's using uppercase. Let's try that. Do I have Hydra installed? I do. Okay. Example Hydra -L-P. Yeah. Let's do a verbose mode to see what it says. -V. Say the same thing. It's unknown service. IMAP. I don't know. Should I do lowercase? Maybe. Oh, here we go. So instead of using capital K, capital I maybe, the uppercase, we have to use lowercase. Found it. Butterfly. As usual, here's a summary. Interesting tool. Alright, I will see you on the next.